There's a follow party happening on TikTok for all the different politicians that are actually standing up for us. So let me show you how to automatically scrape that follower account from TikTok as well as Instagram and import that directly into Google Sheets. The first thing you need is the URL, and then from there you can do a import XML formula. So you can see we have all the different politicians, we have the username for everybody, and we have their current follower account that's being scraped from TikTok. But we can't really do calculations based off of 1,000,000 or 1,000 and so forth. So we need to round this off to an actual number. So down here, I have everything rounded off, and I can calculate how much it's been since changing. So I've only been doing this for a couple of days, so we have a little bit of movement here and there for the smaller accounts, but not as much. So let me show you how this works two ways, one dynamic, one not dynamic. We're going to use the formula import XML, and the first thing we need is the URL. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL from TikTok, then paste that inside quotes. And now we need the XPath query. Now, if you go to TikTok, you can see your follower account right there. So I'm going to right click on that and then go to inspect, and it'll have a scary looking code. But as you can see here, we actually have it highlighted where the follower account is. So what you can do is click on it, go to copy XPath, then inside quotes, paste that XPath. Now we need to get rid of this in quotes and make that a soft quote instead, and simply press enter. So as you can see, we have 119,000 here, we have 119,000 here, so it's working perfectly. Now as you can see right here, in this XPath query, it's a little bit more drilled down. So if the location and the coding changes for any of these, it's going to break our formula. So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and do this a little bit differently. So you can see here, we end with a strong, and the strong is a title, essentially. So what we're gonna do here is go back, and we'll have two slashes, type strong, we'll put an open bracket, at title equals, inside soft quotes, we'll put followers, in the quote, in the bracket, press enter. This one's showing a little bit differently. That's because I'm right in between 118,950 and 119,000. So based off the rounding, that's what's happening there. That being said, so what's happening is we are looking at the strong, and then the name of that strong is title equals followers. So what this is saying is under strong, we want the title, and we want the title's name to be followers. And this is pretty dynamic. So instead of followers, you could put likes, and then it's going to update and show me how many likes I had instead. So 534,000, 534,000. So you can get really any of these different headers right here with that same formula. All right, I just updated this back to followers and we're good there. But the problem with this is that we can't actually do any calculations or anything like that since it's not a real number. So what we need to do is we need to round it off into a real number. For time's sake, I went ahead and put this in here. So what we're saying here is if M3 is blank. So if this right here is blank, then we want it to be blank. Otherwise, we're going to search this number for K. And if there's a K in there, we're going to take M3 and substitute it with a blank and then multiply that by 1,000. So if this had 1,000 in there, which it does, what we're going to do is replace that K with a 0, so that'd be 119, and then we're going to multiply that with 1,000. If there is no K, we're going to look to see if it has an M in there. And then if there is an M in there, we're going to substitute M, and we're going to make that blank, and we're going to multiply that by 1,000,000. So for example, instead of 119,000, if I had 19 million, you can see that now it's replacing the M with the blank, and it's multiplying the 19 by 1,000,000. And if we had a B, I don't know if anybody actually has billion followers, but it does the same thing for billions. So that's that formula. So I can do a bigger deep dive on this if you want, but this is how that formula works. But we're going to take this one step further. So I actually don't want to have the formula down here. I want it to be dynamic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire formula, and I'm going to embed it into a header. So I'm going to cut, then it's inside my header, I'm going to type equals, open curly bracket, quote, my name, quote, semicolon, array formula. Paste that, close it, and close quote. So now, instead of having an actual formula right here, I have a number. And the reason why I need a number here instead of a formula is because I'm going to have some code. And what I'm doing is I'm copying everything that's here and I'm pasting it with a timestamp. So that way I can track exactly how much there's an increase or decrease over time. And I want to copy an actual number instead of a code. So if I go to AppScript, I can see my code right here. So I have two different codes. One is for TikTok and one is for Instagram. I'm not going to go over exactly what this means, but basically what we're doing is we're looking up the values in B6 through L6. And I'm going to change this to M6 so my new values are included. And then I'm going to copy those values, paste it underneath the last row, and then I'm going to add a date to the first column. Last thing I need to do is update this to be 13 columns long instead of 12. And now when I run this, it's going to automatically copy everything that was there and paste it underneath. And we can set up different triggers. So I can set up a trigger where it's time driven every single day, midnight to 1 a.m. I want to run that automation instead of having it run manually. So now every single day at midnight, it's going to paste that new value. So it'll happen while you sleep. All right, and lastly, we want to have the difference. And I can't exactly just find the date. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, it's kind of giving you a little hint up here, but we're going to do max A7 through A. And the reason why we can do the maximum is because dates are always numbers on the back end. So each of these dates and times are correlated with a specific number. So we're finding the maximum. So we're going to look up the maximum. I'm going to go ahead and anchor that in. That way it doesn't change with anything. And then we want to look up range. It'll be that same range. And I'll go ahead and anchor that in. And then we want to have a return range. In this case, the return range is going to be M7 to M. I'm going to go ahead and paste that. So now you can see that we have 119,000 because the maximum is equal to 119,000. Now in the min, I'm going to go ahead and put 118,900. And we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to subtract the min. So I'm going to copy this, put minus, paste. And I'm going to put min. So this is going to look up the minimum number that's right here. And then it's going to return the value that's correlated. So once I do that, it's 119,000 minus 118,900, and we get 100 change. So now everything's set up so we can see exactly how much it's changed over time. Now, what if we want to make this dynamic a little bit more than just having the URL? So we can just do the same formula, slide it over for different users, and call it a day. Instead of having the URL right here, we're going to point to a cell. So we're going to have a partial URL, and then we'll point to the username. So I'm going to delete this, put a quote, an ampersand to join, and then simply select M2. And once I do that, this is going to give an error because this has a full link. But if I type in @sheets_by_Olin, it's going to work. And that's because what this is doing is it's taking the root that's right here, so tiktok.com. It's joining it with the contents of cell M2, which is @sheets_by_Olin. So it's reading it the same exact way as if I had the full link directly in here. The only difference is since I'm pointing to a cell, I can drag this formula over. And then let's say I want to have somebody else. So let's say @Christiana Noel, and it will automatically extract the follower account for whatever username you put inside there. All right, so that's TikTok. Same exact theme pretty much goes on for Instagram. The only difference is the way that you have to approach the XPath. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do Sheets by Olin. We don't need the @ because the URL does not contain an @ for Instagram. So we just need the actual username. So this looks a little bit differently, and the reason why is because this isn't built with the same type of coding that TikTok is. So you can see here we have 26.6, then we have followers and so forth. So realistically, this wouldn't work in its current state. But if we go all the way up here to head, then we go down to meta property OG description, you can see here we have 27,000 followers, 214 following, and so forth. So this description gives us pretty much a summary of all these different values. So what we're going to do is we're going to extract this, and then we're going to isolate just the follower count. All right, just like last time, we can either take the link directly or we can have a dynamic link. So I'm going to type in equals ImportXML inside quotes. I'm going to put the root in the quote, put an ampersand to join, then the contents of cell M2, and that will give me my URL. I'll put a comma, then we need our XPath query. We're going to put a quote, / meta, open bracket, @name equals, inside soft quotes, description, close the bracket, then put a slash in @content so we can get the content from there. Put a quote and press enter. And this will give us the entire brick of text that we have as that description. And just to break this down, we have meta, and then it says name equals description right here. And then we have @content. So this is the reason why we're able to drill into this. Now, I don't need all of this information. So I'm going to add a few more formulas. I'm going to break this down one by one so you understand what's happening. So I'm going to type split, open parentheses, put a comma, then our delimiter will be a space, so we'll put quote, space, quote. Now once I press enter, it's going to break up every single time there's a space into a different cell. Now realistically, all I care about is this first cell because it has a 27,000. So what I'm going to do is type in equals index, open parentheses, and we have row and we have column. So we have our reference already. I'm going to put 1, 1. So that way it's row 1, column 1. And now we don't have the remaining items in the description. We only have the follower account. From there, we can do the same exact thing that we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this. And you can see right here, now we have the 27,000. There is nothing that we're subtracting. So that's why there's nothing there. All right, so now if you want to, you can make a version for yourself. For simplicity, I went ahead in my beacons. So if you go to any of my social media pages, go to beacons.ai. And then you go to my GitHub. So it says appscript-codes. Down here towards the bottom, I have TikTok following auto copy and stamp. You can click on that. And this will bring you the code. So all you have to do is hit copy. And then you'll paste this inside your app script. So your app script will be under extensions, app script. Now, one thing to know is that you need to adjust the range. So as you saw from my other one, B5 to L5, if you're going to M, if you're going to C, whatever, you just need to do the range that's actually there. And then you just need to adjust the columns right here to match however many columns you have on your data. And that's it. Hope you liked this video. Now you know how to use ImportXML to extract TikTok and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions and like and comment for more.